problem. There's 8 volts. If I put on my DTO clutch, it's not doing anything, which makes my hydraulics not working. I can't lift up my loader. Something must have happened. The wire came loose. That voltmeter not doing anything. Oh, maybe there's a blown screw. That's a stupid thing. That thing is fucking back. That's stuff. Awesome. Just when you think you're almost done with a project and stupid crap like this happens. Let's see, it's 12:25. I think that we deserve a lunch break before we go any farther with this mess here. Man, that sucks. I don't know what happened. Working fine, and then all of a sudden I noticed the voltmeter says 8, and we're smoked. So maybe there's a bad connection or a blown fuse or something. See if we can pop the hood and just investigate a little bit. Well, don't even want to crank over. See if it'll crank up again. Yeah, it's like it's totally dead. So now I got 12 volts. So either the key switch is screwed up or a wire that attaches to the key switch is screwed up. Let's see if I see it's got nothing. I'm jiggling the key. Nothing. Huh. Why would a perfectly good key switch just bite the big one randomly? You never know with these stupid things. Huh. This has a special key switch. It's got a like an extra click, like here's on. This first on puts the headlights on. Then you got like run, and then you got start. See, one more time. Nothing. Nothing. Jiggle my safeties or whatever, but the whole system's dead, which tells me that probably the power that comes from the solenoid or the hot side of the battery, the plus 12 volt in feed of the key switch is where it's screwed probably. Now it's just totally screwed. I don't know, let's open a hood, and I don't think you can easily see the key switch because there's all kinds of wiring and crap in there. We might have to take the side panel off or some crazy thing to get to the key switch, but we got some kind of problem. Well, balls. I opened up the hood, and right away I just checked the battery cables here. Oh, dude, there's freaking bee's nest starting. Dude, seriously. Anyways, I checked the positive. That looks really nice. And over here on the negative side is loose, not even tight. So let me clean up this terminal a little bit and try to tighten that thing. See if we're back in business, and if so, that would be mint. All right, I got the terminal cleaned up, back on there. Nope, that ain't the problem. Okay, back to the wiring. I've seen some pretty complicated wiring in tractors before, but this has to be about the most complicated I've ever seen. Let's check it out. I took the battery out so we could get under here. Let's take a look at this. So we got hot wire going to a solenoid here. The solenoid has this heavy red wire coming off of it, which goes into a circuit breaker. That circuit breaker then goes somewhere, I don't know where. It goes into this big wiring harness. And I don't know, there's gotta be a dozen wires in here. I don't know where the hell they go. Then there's all kinds of wires that are on the dashboard up here. We got gas gauge, hour meter, voltmeter, PTO switch, neutral switch, oil switches, some kind of box over here. I don't know what the heck this box is, but it looks like it would have some kind of electronics in it. There's some, I don't know, well, that one fell out. I'll have to put that back in. This must be for another light or something if you're going to put it in. The key switch is back here. Here's our power steering right here. And way back there is the key switch. And the key switch must have at least 2 wires on every terminal going into it, which is pretty crazy. So it's a mess I tell you. Anyways, I'm not really sure where to even start here, but I do have a suspicion that key switch is bad, so I wanted to take it out and test it with the voltmeter for continuity across all the different terminals and see if it's shot. All right, I got this side panel off here where we can actually get to this key switch, and dude, look at all those freaking wires, and it is all rusty and nasty on there. I'm gonna take a screwdriver here and try to pry this plug off, do it off camera. Well, let's look at this switch. I'd say it's pretty shotsky. Of course, it happens to be one of those switches where they don't put any letters on anything, so you don't know what the terminals are, but that thing's pretty roached out, as they would say. I'm kind of curious as why this one in the middle is all rusty on the top here. I wonder if that's the one that we're using that's screwed, but I may just try to clean this up. But the next question is, what's in this plug? Yeah, I have a wiring diagram somewhere. I think I'm going to reference it, but these are some pretty dirty prongs in there, and my gut feeling is that this has to be our problem. I can almost guarantee it. This switch, like I said, is a special switch because it has like 4 positions on it. It has one that turns on the headlights while it's running, so it's not standard, of course, but this has to be our problem. I'm gonna go try to find a wiring diagram. I got it saved on my computer, and we'll see if we can figure out, number 1, what's the part number for this switch, and can I buy a new switch? And number 2, what is this top prong here doing? But you know, they got double wires in some of those things, whatever. I do have the Packard 56 connector tool that I could take these out of there with and crimp new connectors on if needed. It's just a major pain in the butt, as you are aware, I'm sure. Anyways, cool. Well, of course, the part number cross-references to no longer available. And I have the original wiring schematic that shows key switch over here, but it's no good. I got an old Sten's book, and there's one part that has only one key switch in here with a 4-position switch, but the terminals are all in different spots than what mine is. So, what fun. All right, well, I'm striking out and finding this switch. I've been Googling part numbers, looking up stuff, and not getting anywhere. I put a post on a Simplicity Sunstar forum, see if I hear back. For now, I'm going to take my Dremel tool and I'm going to polish up all these terminals and put it back in the tractor and see if we get lucky and see if it works. Otherwise, I think the only solution to get around this switch is to get the headlights out of the switch and just put in a regular 3-position switch and maybe make a toggle switch for the headlights. So let's clean it up and see what we can do. A lot of rust flying out of here. It's hard to get to these things. Obviously the outside pins are easy to get to, but these ones that are more internal, like the one that's bad here, not so easy to get to. Bent it a little bit. Let's see how it looks. Pretty rusty, but I don't know. Try a little more and go for it. All right, is it perfect? No. Is it better than it was? Yes. This one here is the one that is the problem child, which is all pitted and everything. Of course, all the other ones clean up perfect, but that one's being a jerk. So, I don't know. Go try it and see what happens. All right, I'm going to take some of this cleaner here and spray up in the pins on the plug there, and then we'll kind of douche it around in there. I know that there's rust in the corresponding plug that's rusty here. I'm going to put this in there and just go in and out a couple times and try to get some of that rust off if that's our problem. I got the battery laid in here hand tight, and if I turn the key, it's going up to 12 volts, so let's hope we got it going again. I'll tighten up the negative and we'll put this blower shroud back on and check it out. All right, I think it's good. I put my ear protection on. I got the tractor back together. See if it works. I'm trying to put mulch down in the garden beds. It's all in back of my truck, so I'm shoveling it into this thing and dumping it into the flower bed areas. Let's see, I got the choke on. Of course it's not going to work. I heard the PTO turn on. That's a good sign. Damn it. And of course I put the whole tractor back together because I'm smart. You know what I mean? Well, the PTO's working. Dude, this sucks, huh? I think I'm gonna hotwire the solenoid to get it going. See if I can do this without blowing it up. Must be some kind of other safety that's involved. I killed that screwdriver. I don't know. Let's take the choke off. Well, I used it about 10 minutes and the PTO lost power. So I couldn't turn the hydraulic pump on for the loader. So it made my loader not working. I just finished my mulch, shoveling it in and out of the bucket without raising. I just kind of used it like a wheelbarrow.
It's a pain, but I got it done. So I found an aftermarket key switch on Amazon, but it's like 40 bucks. I may buy it, but I think before I buy it, I want to try to get that pin out of the plug where the hot wire was coming in. I guess we'll call it the B plug on the wiring harness side. And maybe we'll see if we can, you know, clean that side up before we spend 40 bucks on a switch. I have a feeling I'm gonna just cut that wire and solder a new terminal on there. Maybe that will be the problem, because the PTO clutch and the power that comes into the switch for to engage the solenoid all go through that B terminal. So I'm thinking that's the problem, but stay tuned, there'll be a part 2. Also, thanks for watching. Please like the video, please comment, please subscribe.